everyone, it's Ayesha here from God FM. How are you? I hope you're all keeping well. I really do. It's really hard out here in the world, isn't it, eh? Okay. Today I think is about it's Monday. And I think it's about the 21st of March. I haven't checked the dates. Just wanted to talk about natural remedies and herbs. Okay. So if you're a targeted individual, then you're going to find that these people are messing with your food and your water, and they're doing the home invasions, hacking and stalking, and they're rigging up all sorts of things. They're taking over your number. If you're a woman, they've probably raped you as well. And these are our visitors. If you're in England, these are our visitors that we've got staying in England, getting £4,000 a month, who are good hackers and good at lockpicking as well. And they work in cahoots with the Masons and the world leaders and the shadow government. What's that? Well, the shadow government is, it's like, where they've cloned everything of yours? Well, they've done that with the governments as well. So they go around pretending that they're police, pretending they're ambulances, pretending that they're government officials, telling people that you're under investigation. They even actually have fake copies of you going around. Did you know that? Yeah. They can actually just take a segment of your voice and then have a full conversation with somebody pretending to be you. Did you know this? I had 4 conversations with Elon Musk, different telephone numbers, all in the same day. And they were, quite coherent conversations. And he didn't know anybody had been talking to the other Elon Musks. And they were all AI. So you need to know the technology we're dealing with, alright? But today we're talking herbs. So I've got long blonde hair, and part of the radiation treatment that they give me, through radiating me, through pointing lights and lasers and poisoning the food and the water, it makes your body decay and your hair falls out. And the idea is that they want all your teeth to fall out and all your hair to fall out so that people won't take you seriously, because people won't take people seriously if they've got all their teeth missing and their hair missing and you look like a drug addict or something. So I looked at different ways to preserve my hair because it gets brittle and it falls out. They're also putting stuff in the water. So if you want to have a nice shower, run the shower for maybe 10 minutes before you have a shower to run out all the poison that they've put in the water. Just a tip from me. Same with running your central heating if it's gas. Run the hot water for 10 minutes before you use it. Because they're putting nano in the water, which gets stuck in the machine and then the filters and everything. But anyway. There was some really interesting videos on TikTok, actually, about how to make your hair grow, how to look after your hair. And there was a lady who said to keep all your rice water and then put orange peel inside with rosemary. And if you can, get some rosemary oils, essential oils, and put it in as well. And so I did that. And my hair grew really fast. And so I always keep the rice water from my rice. But this means that there's something about rice. And I've talked about puffed rice as well. Puffed rice, most of this is being committed by dark-skinned people who are not affected because their melatonin is higher. So you can buy fake tanning pills that will help you also. Alright? Or you can get some tanning lotion, fake tan, and start wearing fake tan and look like you're going out on a holiday or something all the time. But definitely make up the rice water jars. So just keep old jam jars, keep your rice, keep a bit of the rice and put it in there with the water. and a bit of orange peel and a bit of rosemary. I found they don't really sell rosemary fresh at the shops very easily to access, so I just buy the dried one. And what I do to activate it is I put the rosemary in some hot water. If you can, put it in after the rice is cooked. Maybe just let it simmer for a bit so that the rosemary is activated, and then put it into your jars. And if you're like me and you haven't really got a lot of time, then and you want something nice for your hair, is to condition your hair and make up just cooking oil. That's what I do, mixed in with rosemary oil and some jojoba oil, and use that on your skin and on your hands and on your hair. And just buy, baby lotion or a budget lotion, because I'm really hard up, so I buy the cheapest. If I see things in the charity shop and it's reasonable, I'll buy it, and then I'll make up lotions with it. I make my own lotions. I mix it with oils and essential oils. Lavender is very nice in oils, and I made some rosemary oil with cooking oil, mixed in with rosemary oil and some hot water, and shook it all about. And I now use it by the sink in the kitchen for my hands, because my hands go very dry. Because I had some lotion by the sink, and it was making my hands even drier. So probably the child-eating, blood-drinking psychopaths who do the home invasions have probably put something in it so that it eats your skin as opposed to replenishes it. So now I'm using it as a cleaning product, and it's working very well as a cleaning product. I've just washed some of those canvas bags that you use. Not canvas. You know those bags when you go shopping and they really thin material. I always have some of those for shopping. They're great, they are. And then I wash them. And it makes them smell nice with this old lotion. So if you've got lotion that makes your skin dry and you're a targeted individual, then the gang-stalking, child-eating, blood-drinking, psychopath, pedophiles who have done home invasions into your home have more than likely tampered with products. Okay. So you may want to make your own products, and also get some Damascus earth. Damascus earth is basically, it's seashells ground up, and it's like fine powder, and you can eat it, the edible one. You start eating that and putting it in your bath, and also have some bicarbonate of soda crystals and use those in your bath. And you can also put it in your cosmetics. This will really help you, because you can make your own salt scrub with bicarbonate of soda and coconut oil, and that's a really good scrub for your body and for your face. And I make it up for my friends and for family, and I always get asked, please can you make some more, because it's so popular. And basically what I do is I just buy a jar of bicarbonate soda, and then a jar of the coconut, and then I mix it all in a bowl, and I actually boil it so that it melts and everything. And then I use it on my skin when I'm taking off makeup, and I also use it if I've got any sores and things. Now this is for ladies, right? I caught myself when I was going to the toilet with my nail, my privates, and it really stung. And, this can really hurt for a while. So I used some of my homemade lavender oils mix and applied it to the affected area. And I've been doing that, and it's healed it very well. Very well. So rosemary. Rosemary is a natural product that replenishes your skin. It's a regrowth product. So if it's going to work for your hair, it's probably going to work for your skin. So I encourage you to try that. And the other thing is rose. Rose is very nice. Bit of rose essential oils and lavender. Sometimes a little drop in a cup of coffee is very nice. Really nice for good sleep and good dreams. Lavender, very nice. They did some studies on lavender, and it really opens your pineal. Iodine also opens your pineal gland. And it also gets rid of nano. There's also red rice that gets rid of nano. And I bought some red rice pills, and I took a couple, and I was violently ill. Okay, so just so you know. But maybe it's because I had 2 pills, and it might have been, just too much for me. So that's what I've heard. So you can always use the red rice as well. Just put a little bit in, like a little tiny bit of the pill in maybe your lotions or inside a cooking pot with some water if you're cooking potatoes. Like now today I went out, and at the supermarket they had some lamb steaks, and they were reduced, and I don't eat much because these people get to everything, but this was $5.85 to £4. I thought, well, you know what, I haven't eaten properly for a few days. I'll have those and some new potatoes and some broccoli and all that, and so I got that, and I'm boiling the potatoes as we're talking now, and then I've put in some Damascus earth with the water, just because I think that they are putting stuff in the food as well. I think they're injecting things in the food, and when I make up my gravy for the lamb, I'll be using rosemary, and I'll also be putting Damascus earth in my gravy. So these are things that I've had to adapt now because I'm being gassed every day, and they've got to the water supply of the hot water, and they are actively, pointing lights and aerials at my home. There's only certain things I can do, but I can make sure that I'm as healthy as possible. I recommend you get a water filter, one of those jugs, and run anything that you're going to drink, or milk, water, anything at all through that. Even if it's bought water, run it through your filter, because these people will actually follow you round the supermarket and buy like for like what you are getting. They'll tamper with the ones they've got, and then when you go out, they'll swap them all for yours. And oh yes, why are we talking about that? I take things apart. I take radios and speakers and things apart. So I had this speaker, and it was one that amplifies the sound for a computer, but it worked with the radio I've got. So but it stopped working, so I took it apart, and there were these funny rings around the wires, and I found those in radios, and those are normally aerials, but I found 2 of those inside a speaker system, and then I found 2 of those on a JBL extension lead. Now wrapped around with wire inside, it becomes an aerial, and they're doing everything through frequencies and radio and aerials. Whenever I take things apart, like lamps, they do a double join. So the original wiring is added to. They add on additional wiring, and normally a ring or something, to the wiring. Something about the joins, they can fire electricity from the join. Now electricity is invisible, and these guys can transmit electricity wirelessly. So anything like light fittings, where your lights are connected to the ceiling, if you're a targeted individual, that'll be the area, and the light bulb itself that they will hurt you through. Okay, so you can always get some tinfoil and make some little wraps to go around the tops. That will help you against being cooked alive in your home. And as I say, what did I take apart yesterday? Oh yes, I took a karaoke machine apart because it wasn't working. What else was there? I found another ring, and it was in an obscure thing. What was it? Do you remember, Gary? What was it that I took apart? Oh yes, I remember. A Breville. I had a Breville smoothie maker, and it had given in and not worked the last time I used it, but I kept it thinking, well, it could have overheated, it might work next time. And I kept getting backache around where the Breville was kept and being affected. And I thought, well, this is interesting. Let's see if this thing works. Plugged in, wouldn't work. So I took it apart, and wow, these people added so much wiring. There was about 7 joins, 7 additional pieces of wiring. I should have photographed it, really. And a ring. And it's one that you normally find in radios. So if you're a targeted individual, they've done this to all the appliances, right? And they've also done it to radios and toasting type machines. Anything with a motor, particularly vacuums and fans, and they run it through an aerial, and the fire alarms and things like this. Okay, just so you know, I'm learning still, so I don't have all the answers, but I've got some. Because I've got a neighbor pointing his aerial directly at my bedroom. Well, it's actually pointed towards the bedroom, but it actually is directly towards the TV and the smart meters of the electrics in my home, and the toilet. And those are all areas where I have problems. If I point a mirror back at that aerial and focus it specifically at that, I don't get backache and neck ache in my home. So aerials are definitely the thing, and mirrors. I believe they put something in the TV, and they also put something in lights. My lights have exploded, and the TV exploded. And microwaves as well. You can get those mirror stickers, like they tile shape, and they're really thin, and put them on the fronts of cookers and microwaves. Really, you will find them very helpful. And you can also buy that blackout shielding for cars, for the windows, and put it in your house, and that will stop a lot of the radiation from hitting you. But definitely you want to have a few mirrors handy to point back the radiation back at the people who are sending it to you. Sometimes they hide the light so that you can't see where the light's coming from, but I found out yesterday, by accident, by moving some mirrors around, and I heard some slamming and banging next door, so you know, it's hard to tell. But at the moment, they're not doing big bright lights. They're doing radio waves, which you can't see. And I've also got a neighbor that points laser lights, different laser lights, green and red, in the old age home on Rock Road. He must be one of the child-eating, blood-drinking psychopaths. And I always hear garage doors being slammed as well. And there's garage doors down there, so I think it's connected. But back to the herbs. So I've done quite a lot with herbs. My dad would always have with his beer. Was it beer? Angostura Bitzes, I think it was. With beer. Quite often with cold drink, you'd have a bit of Angostura Bitzes. And I looked up that, and apparently this is what the Army war veterans would have as a sort of protection against these sort of things, right? So you might want to look into that. And he always made his own sun lotion with soy sauce and baby lotion, and he always went really beautiful and brown. And I also made some of that, and it really makes you brown, but it also stops the nano. But I put too much soy sauce in it, it was a bit horrible. So you probably want a tablespoon in a bottle of soy sauce to the ratio of, 1/5 or 1/10 at the, no, 1/5 of the soy sauce to the ratio of oil. And you might want to make that up as a lotion to put on every day. For your hair, my mum would always spray beer on her hair. I thought it was gross, actually, but it's something that she used to do. I don't know, but I like my spray that I've made, which is rosemary and cooking oil. I can't afford olive oil, because it's expensive, for all of this. But I use cooking oil, and it works just as well. It's perfectly fine. I like, if I can, vegetable oil as the one. That's very good. And the other thing I was going to say is pesto. Whenever I have pesto, I feel really nice. So I think there's something in the herbs, If you notice, the dark-skinned people who are visiting us in England, who don't seem to suffer with this stuff, they eat a lot of spicy food. So up your spices, and ginger is a very good thing. Also, I made up my own chai tea mix, which I want to tell you about. So I got cinnamon, and I got turmeric, and I got some garam masala, cumin seeds, and basically loads of Indian spices, cinnamon, put it all together, mixed it up, and amazing with a cup of tea. Or you don't even need the tea. Just put in a little teaspoon of it in with some hot water and some honey, and it's really soothing, very nice, very nice. And you could make a frothy milk and maybe make a frothy latte thing if you thought it with some cream. It could be quite gorgeous. And honey. So I've been looking at alternatives to coffee and tea because, I just want to try different things with my experimentations of herbs and things, and I've really enjoyed it. So I found some new recipes, and I'm always making things now. If I've got jars, I always keep them to make up my mixes. So the other mix I make, which is really nice for your skin, if you have acne, this will get rid of your acne, is Damascus earth mixed in with olive oil. Now that one you do need olive oil. And you make a paste and you put it on your face, and it'll get rid of all your pimples, and you'll be really happy, I promise. There's something in it. The olives are very good for you, and they really help with this kind of thing. So I recommend you do that. Eat a lot more olives. Pickles. Pickled food is also very good. Beetroot really helps with this stuff. So I just wanted to talk to you about my experiences. The other thing I've noticed is bread and yeast and wheat seems to affect this stuff and stop it from doing its thing. So when I've got leftover bread, it goes actually down the toilet, believe it or not. Because they do a lot through the toilet pipes. They've put in things in all the drains to release nano into the drains at certain times, and they're activated through radio frequencies, Wi-Fi and Bluetooth. And they're all hooked in with the grid system, which is what we're also connected to. And they want to read your mind and upload your mind and steal your mind and take your mind. Today when I was going to town, I popped in to see the guy at the carpet shop, and His name's Dave, and he's always been there. And some other man had started running his own shop there. And so Dave wasn't there for a while, but he's been there lately. And I said, "Hey, Dave, are you back?" He said, "Oh, seems I'm just helping out someone at the moment." I was like, "Oh, okay." I said, "Oh, you know, that phone you've got there, it's taking a photograph of your mind every 2 seconds. He said, yeah, I know. He said, "I don't care." I said, "That's all right. You don't have to care. Because it's not going to change the fact, you know." This is the other thing I found with people. It's like, "Oh, I don't care if they read my mind. I don't care if they, you know, want to read my emails and listen to all my phone calls and read my dreams and take over my mind. It's okay." No, it isn't. It isn't okay. And it's that type of attitude that imprisons us all. We wouldn't have the invasion we have in England if everybody said it's not okay. Like if the churches had done their job and gone up to the governments and said, "We're not going to participate in this genocide of the human beings," then the government would have to really listen. People don't realize that Jesus died for us so that we would have life, not so we'd be in prison. And the truth will set you free. And the truth is, we are free. We're imprisoned in an invisible lie of a prison, which is non-existent. The current rulers do not have authority here. And the people who are terrorizing all the targeted individuals are the fake children of God. And something big is about to happen. There was a guy who went into Sotheby's. Sotheby's. One of the big, was it Debenhams? One of those stores. And there was a globe, and it didn't have Israel on it. And he was from Israel, so he got really upset. And he said, "Oh, no, you need to take this off the market and stop selling it." But I believe they're about to remove Israel from the map. And I do believe that the ruler who supposedly died because they are about to be exposed through the Epstein files and all of the things. I mean, you should know that there's tunnels and trains and all sorts of things under every town. Yeah. I've heard them. People always hear them, don't they, in the tunnels, right? All connected up with deep underground military bases and submarines and trafficking of people. And they've become so comfortable doing it that they're now doing it in the open. Like to me, I'm a targeted, trafficked person where my life is completely domineered and controlled by sick psychopaths who like to do home invasions whenever I go out, tamper with my food to poison me. And what they do with the shaking of the bed and the pointing of the lights and the poisoning of the air and the water is that the combination of it all means that when you're sleeping, you don't notice, but in the morning you wake up like as if you've been carrying a bus all night. So they're making everybody really tired, backache, any of the weight problems. These are all related to this technology. I can tell you, I always used to be a really fat lady, and I'd get fat and then I'd get thin. And I found out that it's all parasites. I got rid of all the parasites. Now I'm real skinny. I can eat anything now. And I wasn't able to eat anything before. So I can tell you through my own personal experience that I know what I'm talking about, all right? And this stuff's all connected to that. And it causes leaky gut. These little parasites break into your stomach lining. They crawl up your bum through the toilet mainly. They will put stuff in the food as well. And then once it's got a hold of you, then you gain weight because your blood is thickened because it's got an alien type product in its blood. And it doesn't like it. It's like foreign particles. Blood is for blood, not for foreign particles. So this is why people are really overweight. It's not because they've overeaten. It's It's because they're being poisoned. And if you have a cut, all the blood will flow to that cut to try and heal it. It's your body's natural immune response to an alien invasion that's going on inside you. So back to herbs. I really think that we need to dig out all the old books, guys, and start really looking at all the old herbs. I've got some old herbal remedy books, and I've already started using it. I found it in a charity shop years ago, and I've started to really look at it. And you know how they got rid of worms in the old days? Paraffin. Did you know that? It's interesting. And most of the medicines were mixed with paraffin. Paraffin. I'm not quite sure what type of paraffin, but paraffin. Yes. So anyway, I might start doing little broadcasts about the herbal side, because I'm really interested in that. I hope you're all having an amazing day. I hope you enjoyed my findings, and I hope these things will help you. It's Ayesha from God FM, and if you want to find me, you can find me on Podbean, Spotify, Amazon, Samsung, Chrome, YouTube, Apple, X, as well as TikTok and Telegram as God FM News, God FM New, God FM Radio, God FM Group, and God FM Media. You can email me, admin@godfm.org.uk, and you can WhatsApp me, +44 77735 77788. You should know that God FM is self-funded. I do not receive any help from anybody for it, and we may not have a website anymore because I can't afford it. And I might have to design my own one, which I could probably do. But it's just really hard when you've got home invasions and you're being hacked every 2 seconds and your cars are being vandalized and all the other things that happened to me. All right. Have a good day. It's Ayesha from God FM. Take care.